And we're back on another exciting episode of Starfleet Boy, where we have a casual and informal conversation about Star Trek. Today we're focused on Star Trek Discovery Season 3, Episode 8? 9.
9.
9. Terra Firma
Firma.
Part
Oh.
1. Hello, Shishan Girl. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Star Dispatch 15 Quatlus. And hello, Mr. EGT. By the way, thanks for coming to our stream. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, look who's here.
I got boxes and chairs. I got everything in the background.
You're on Shit Sound.
Oh shit, my bad.
That's all right.
Sorry, peeps.
What's going on back there?
That's my green screen.
Yosef's a mirror person. I'm convinced of it. He's from.
Is this better? Does my sound better?
Oh yeah, you sound way better.
Yeah, it's my green screen. People.
Why don't you have it up now? You should do some crazy effects right now.
I don't think I could. You want me to? You don't want me to? No, I can't do that live. You can't do visual effects live, can you?
Yeah, Fathery does them on our streams.
Oh, but I can't. He does something with the camera, I think. Green screen.
Shall we begin?
Yes.
Who wants to do the summary? I'll do it if no one else wants to do it. I've got it already. All right, here we go.
Are we live?
We're live.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
By the way, Shishan Girl, Robbie has already seen like all the reviews, read all the reviews, and all the things. He told me he likes to be spoiled. I don't know if that meant like spoiled as a child likes to be spoiled or spoiled in general. So we'll do both. We'll spoil you.
Braxton too apparently doesn't like surprises. He watches all the spoiler reviews before he watches the actual content.
Yes, some people are like that. I like surprises, but I like to watch it first so that I can not worry about spoilers. So I wake up extra early in the morning to watch Star Trek Discovery, and this morning I was pleasantly surprised when nothing I predicted came true. Except shout out to Dom. We'll go over that a little bit later, but I think Dom Paris came up with one of the closest predictions, probably accurate. And I have a little evidence to throw out there. But anyways, we start out with Culber, the little teaser scene that everyone was trying to get you to watch, Trek on the Tube, that you didn't watch. So we start out with that scene where Culber is talking to Kovic, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with Giorgio, and basically Kovic explains to him that when you are separated from your space-time, your natural space-time coordinates, and also separated from your universe, you begin to experience a kind of sickness or illness, and it's very painful. And he uses an example of this Beetlejuicean character named Jan. Was it Jan or Yor? Who, whoa. What the? Of all the backgrounds, you choose that as your background?
It's a thing that's already in. Look at that. How creepy is that?
That's creepy. It's very Doctor Who.
It's a thing that's already in the StreamYard. Sorry, go ahead. I'm playing around.
You were talking about the guy from Days of Yore.
The Days of Yore. So anyways, we find out about this guy named Yor, who apparently not only jumped forward in time from a 2379, but also across from the Kelvin timeline. And so, thus he was experiencing a kind of sickness as well. So that's what he's telling him about. But Culber pulls a new number. He's like, there's nothing you can do, just sedate her and put her in the brig and let her die a death, because he's like, Terrans, when they know they're gonna die, they just go apeshit and nuts. Anyways, Culber says to the computer, please analyze and give us other options. And then Zora, the computer, sounds like, was it Zora's voice again, or was it just the regular computer voice? I can't remember. Anyways, the computer suggests that
Zora is the computer now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But it's still a computer voice, I think, now, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. I think it was the computer voice. But anyways, the computer suggests to take Giorgio to a planet called Danis 5. Was it
Dennis 5,
Danis
yeah.
5? Thank you.
Dennis 5.
Uh, Dennis 5, Johnny 5, you're alive. But anyways, she
By the
suggests
way,
to take
Giorgio
a.
is suffering from pixelitis. Just wanted to
It's
throw that
true.
out there.
She doesn't need to go to Dennis 5. She needs a Pixar artist to help her. But anyways, uh, so Kovic is like suspicious of that. And he's like, well, we have the sphere data, and so that's why our computer's better than all of your computers. Um, so they take this. We get some scenes of Giorgio suffering through this thing and Burnham fighting, um, and all this stuff and like all this like angst and stuff. And then finally they take the idea to Admiral Vance, the Dadmiral, and surprisingly he's like, you know what? We got this. Go do your thing. Go help your crew member. And Saru's surprised by that because Saru's like, let the bitch die. And sorry, Birch, let the Birch die. We don't say that word on this thing. Anyways, they decide to go to Danis 5. They get the permission to do it. Burnham and Giorgio beam down. They go to the coordinates and they discover this man sitting in a beach chair in a full 1920s garb with a bowler hat and a newspaper and a door, just like a door.
A door.
A door, yeah. And he's very mysterious and he's like, yep, all this, blah, blah, blah. Go through there and you'll be cured. And lo and behold, when she walks through the door, she's back in the mirror universe, back in her own time, but in her past with knowledge of what's going to happen. And she gets to redo the events leading up to the big betrayal by Lorca and Michael Burnham. And so we get an interesting play on that, and sadly, but also like very kind of, this is the first time I felt like the redemption is possible. Giorgio is definitely not the Giorgio she was when she was there before. She's definitely influenced by the experiences she's had with the crew of the Discovery in the Prime timeline, and as you like to call it, Sean. And so she's a little bit different.
As it's called, not as I like to call it. That's the name of it.
As Giorgio points out, in her universe, they're the Primes, and Discovery, the people we know, are the Mirrors. So ha ha. But anyways, I like that little line, by the way. I felt justified when I heard her say that. But anyways, she goes on to thwart the attempt on her as before, but this time she does not kill Burnham, and we get a cliffhanger, and we're going into episode 2 with Burnham being hauled off to the brig. Did I do a good job? Was that the summary?
Well, you skipped over an awful lot of details.
Oh shit!
No. That
No,
was
that's fine,
good.
that's
That was
fine.
good. It was good.
That's what we're going for.
But
Yeah.
I did that scene early on when she throws the food on Tilly, and she I'm paraphrasing, but she's pretty much like, if I were you, I'd kill myself. That was pretty harsh. And then Tilly still
Yeah, it's true.
later gives her that hug, and you see Giorgio's humanity, or that's what this whole thing is about. It's about Giorgio becoming good. I bet you she's not even back in time. She can't be. It's all
Okay, let's begin with that. I'm going to interrupt you, but I completely agree with what you're saying. I'm going to begin with that. Everyone thinks this is the Guardian for Forever, and everyone thinks that she crossed over to the Mirror Universe and she went back in time. None of that's true. All of that is bullshit. I'm calling fake on all of that.
there is a reference.
There's the Star
Newspaper.
Dispatch, right? Yeah. But I think that this dude that's on the planet, or whatever, this entity that's on the planet, it's all like a mind game. It's a trick. It's like a Q thing. And it's just showing her this the same way they did it to Jean-Luc Picard, showing him like, oh, well, if you had done this choice early on, you would have been like a sad old blue shirt that does nothing. This is kind of like this is what you're missing out on, and she doesn't like it. And by the end of the two-parter, she'll just come back, and that's how the Discovery is going to kind of redeem her and show us and prove us that she's no longer the horrible, despicable person that she once was. Now she's grown, she's evolved. That's how I see it.
So you think Carl is spelled with a Q?
I don't think it's a Q. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not. I don't think it's necessarily a Guardian of Forever. I just
There,
think that this whole thing, and I don't think she's back in the Mirror Universe and in the past. I don't think any of that is true. I think it's all an
did you
illusion.
notice? Did you notice the newspaper he was reading makes reference to the classic TOS episode, "City on the Edge of Forever"?
Yes. I think he's not the
So
one
I
we
think
saw in TOS.
I think he is a
but
guardian.
I think he's a guardian. Yeah.
It's like a reimagined version. That
Right.
It's
Okay.
not.
Or they can
So
appear
someone
however
of the
you.
same species.
But I don't like the fact that if she's really going back in time, they better establish that she's going to create an alternate timeline then, because if she changes,
Well, it doesn't matter because it's
Why-
in
why
her
doesn't-
universe.
It
It's
does
in her-
matter because that this is before the events of Prime Discovery crossing over with them, and if things change in the mirror universe, then that crossover things will turn out differently. Because the Charon, remember that ship is going to be. It was apparently the thing that was responsible for destroying the mycelial network if used
which will
improperly
still
or whatever.
happen. That'll still happen.
If she really went back in time and really went back to the Mirror Universe and killed Stamets, then this invalidates the entire Mirror Universe arc of season 1, and it
Exactly.
becomes a huge plot
I'm
hole,
okay.
and
With,
it's
I'm
dumb.
okay with throwing it. I'm okay with
Oh,
throwing
you're-
out that whole thing.
You're okay with plot holes.
Canon Schmanon.
Canon.
but-
Schmanon. No,
yeah.
I don't think it's gonna. I think they're gonna. I really
It's
think
an
they're gonna
illusion
tie.
of some kind. It
I
has
think
to
they're
be.
gonna tie
I think
it
so.
in a clever way.
They're reimagining this guardian
Discovery doesn't
character.
tie in things in clever ways.
It fucking does. Look at what happened in this episode. There's a lot of great, clever tie-ins.
Do you remember we speculated the other day
There
about
were.
how that she could be sent back in time to the mirror universe, but it's like a different timeline, so you can do like a Kelvin thing with Giorgio and have her show be all about like set in a different timeline altogether.
It can still work. There's a lot of ways. Stamets might not be dead, as a matter of fact. He might
yeah.
just be neck
He was just-
wounded.
Yeah, right. he was just
Also-
left on the he was left on the floor for 5 minutes. Yeah, he's good.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, so wasn't Stamets stuck in the mycelial network, and then the other Stamets brought him back into the.
He was stuck there because he was experimenting with the mycelial network on the Charon. And
And
in
that-
this chain of events, he's not even
gone.
around. He's
So-
gone
We don't know
before
what
they
happened
even
before.
bought it.
Like he could still have been revived and still, he might not be dead.
No, they
He
make
was
a
left
point-
on the
they
floor
make a-
for like 8 minutes, dude.
No,
they
but
just left
even-
him there. They didn't give
Yo,
a shit about reviving him.
Even without
You
that,
can-
they made a point of showing.
Do-
They
do-
made a
do you
point
re-
of showing us it's a different chain of events because she doesn't kill Burnham, right? They make a point of showing that Giorgio is different and showing that Giorgio is changing the timeline. It can't be. It just can't be the time. It's too big a plot hole. I understand that sometimes Discovery and the writers will kind of push aside logic in order to kind of privilege emotion, I suppose, and that's fine. That's one way of doing your show. I think Picard did it kind of the same way, and that's maybe because they have a lot of novelists in the team.
You're
and that's
like jumping
okay,
to
but-
conclusions without knowing the end game of what they're doing, and I
Well,
just
that's what I'm
think,
saying.
like,
I'm
yeah, but
saying
like, what-
it cannot be that. It's just too dumb. It has to be an illusion of some kind that is created by this
doesn't
entity
have
on the
to be
planet.
that.
It could be a time travel thing if you set it up that she continues on in a separate timeline. Like it's not linear. Like she's not altering
Right, like
the events of
her
season
own
one.
version.
It's like
her own
a
version
different
of the
branch
Kelvin
of reality.
timeline, right? Like the mirror
Okay.
Kelvin timeline.
So
Because they're already establishing now a Trek multiverse. Do you notice? Like
Yeah.
now that they can reference the Kelvin verse because of the
You see?
Viacom CBS.
You see,
merger.
You're such a hater.
the door could be an equivalent to the little box that Moriarty's in, and this entity was just like, we don't need this Georgiou fella, this Georgiou lady. We're just gonna lock her in a door, and she can live out her life in this illusion the rest
That's
of her.
what that's your dream.
You know what? If that was the actual thing, like it was all an illusion. Well, you wouldn't have a Section 31 show to. Yeah, you gotta. But that would be a cool idea. Like if it was just she's gonna die anyway. Just let her live the illusion of a life in a matter of
let her
3
live
minutes.
the life that she wants to live in the door in the snow.
But I think this is going to be one of those things where she comes back and it's like a lesson learned, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to hug everybody now.
I
I won't.
agree.
I won't throw soup on you or threaten to kill your kids anymore."
I agree. There has to be a scene where she cleans Tilly's. No, it'll be clean by then. But
I like the mirror people, Captain Killy and his back, and that was all cool, man.
It
All that
was really cool,
mirror
actually.
universe stuff was totally
but
bitching.
I don't want to be a hater of Discovery. I'm just saying this as kind of a matter of fact. It says here, like the comment on screen says, he's the guardian of forever. He's reading the Star Dispatch. The thing is, Discovery doesn't function that way. Discovery doesn't,
What?
as a show. Discovery,
What?
it's not because the character is reading the Star Dispatch that he is a guardian of forever. If this was 90s trick, I'd be like, yes. But Discovery
Back
doesn't
that up.
do it
Back
that
that
way.
up. Back that statement up.
Why? Well,
Because it's
Tilly. Everyone said, "Oh, we love Tilly. Tilly's our favorite character, but she won't be first officer. The show puts her first officer."
that's not the
Discovery
same
doesn't
thing.
function.
This is like an overt reference to the Guardian of Forever. It's like a super overt reference to those events. Like
Yeah,
why else would you? Why else would you
had
do?
a Gorn in his menagerie. That was
So
a super overt reference to the Gorn. They never did anything
yeah,
with it.
yeah, but that's different too. This is like a whole different thing. This was like on purpose, intentional, and a freaking door that sends you through time and dimensions. Like the Guardian even says, like I can see both times and I see all times and dimensions or whatever he says. So like I don't understand how just because it doesn't look like the same portal that we saw in TOS doesn't. I think this is an overt reference to the Guardian. That seems really strange that you would take that stance.
I'm not. Well, I don't think you understand.
Here's my
the
stance. I think
don't
if it is the Guardian and it's a reimagined version, and that paper is a clue to it, of course, but if that's the case, and it's a real time travel thing, then they should definitely say it's not, but, it could be an illusion. It could be like one of these things where it's like, oh, it was all a dream, or it was all a lesson for you, like cute. Like maybe it turns out that they're deliberately misleading us to believe that it's connected to City on the Edge of Forever, when it's actually he's really just a Q, and
It could be, or maybe it could be that the Guardian was a Q invention as well. It could be any of those things. Who knows?
Just to clarify what I was saying, I don't say this isn't a Guardian of Forever, and I do recognize that it's probably the most valid theory. I'm just saying that we can't make these sort of like assumptions based on Discovery's logic, because Discovery doesn't adhere to the kind of straightforward logic that we all follow. Like just today, Father retweeted that the colors on the painting is changing episode per episode. There are
Larry
Larry
certain-
Nemechek
baby?
gave a really good. Larry Nemechek gave a really good response to that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
he
know.
did, didn't he?
It was really fun. I'm just saying Discovery doesn't always adhere to like the same rules
What does
that
adhere
we
mean?
as a
Adhere. He's
fandom-
trying to.
Oh,
He's saying
oh.
adhere.
Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
I'm bad
I didn't
with my words. You understand
No,
what I
it's
mean? Like the Trek fandom has a way of interpreting things.
Discovery
and
Discovery
and
loves
Discovery doesn't
to
always do that.
Discovery definitely loves to subvert expectations, but I think
Yeah.
when it does, but it also likes to do these kinds of like. I mean, I don't think I agree with you in the sense that I don't think we're gonna get the answer. Like, it's not gonna. He's not gonna. He already didn't want to say what he is. Like, he's already like very mysterious and like Carl's just like, I'm Carl, like, so
When they-
yeah, I
when
agree
they
it's not
walked up-
done the same way. Whereas the Guardian's very straightforward and tells you exactly what the Guardian is.
I
right?
very
Like,
much
exactly.
like that, though. By the way, I don't care if it's a Guardian or not. I don't need it to be. I like, because it's very Star Trek to have just a dude on a planet say like, I'm Carl, right? Because when like Pathfinder, no, not Pathfinder, sorry, when whatever it was called that jacked Voyager into the Delta Quadrant, that they never really talk to an alien. They just talk to like an old man. It's very Star Trek
I
to
hate it.
do.
I hated that though.
Yeah,
hate that pilot.
It's not the strongest.
I was
but
when I first watched it, I was like, "Where the fuck are the aliens?" I was like, "Where are the what we got this like old farm bullshit?"
But up until the point where she really crossed over into the Mirror Universe and it became a Mirror Universe episode, I felt it was one of the most Star Trek feeling episodes of Discovery that we've had, with this really weird person with a door on a planet. You know what I mean?
You know,
Actually,
when they walked up to Carl, like it was.
Caretaker, that's right.
I didn't expect it, and like he just appears and Burnham's like he's pretty much saying like he's not there, he's not detectable, and he's being very aloof. I loved all that, and I loved the guy who
Yeah.
played him, and it felt very old school TOS mixed with a little bit of Twilight Zone because that door is like very reminiscent of the Twilight Zone. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
very
Oh yeah,
true.
that's right.
And
Very true.
the fact that you walk through the door, Giorgio, and I love how skeptical Michael is and how willing Giorgio is to just believe that she's like, yeah, I like you, Carl. I just met you, but I like you. I'm gonna listen to what you say. I'm gonna go through that door. Like she's very like, yeah, I got to do this. I loved all that. It's probably the best Giorgio episode, hands down. It's funny when Michelle Yeoh is given the right material and the right story and the right direction and just overall like good episode to work in. She's gold. And this is
She
her
was
best
fabulous. Yeah,
performance.
she was
Her
really
best
great. Yeah,
performance,
it's true.
best written.
Since the pilot, I think Prime Joju,
Yeah.
like her performance as Prime Joju was always the best.
Yeah.
But that
She
was brief.
owns Prime Joju. Yeah, she owns her. And like the thing is, Emperor is becoming more and more like Prime.
Like Prime, yeah.
we call her Philippa. So yeah,
But what about Mike? What about Sneak with Martin Green hamming it up like William Shatner back
loved
in the day
it.
on
I
LD
loved it. I
on Too
loved
Much
it.
LDS?
Yes, I loved it so much. She was.
I thought her head was gonna pop off.
Yeah, she was distirbting sometimes.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
with her,
she's
like,
scary. She's scary.
as AF. Yeah, it's true.
She
it's
goes
true.
full on, man. Like she.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's crazy.
Robbie was surprised by the Mirror Universe detour. I was too. No one predicted that.
but that was
no one
really
predicted
cool. This is what I loved about this episode or this two-parter that they're setting up is it feels like one of those old school two-parters that we used to have in Trek, with like it's just all of a sudden you're on this two-part adventure that's happening somewhere else, doing something else with these other characters, and you know what I mean. The Voyager did a lot of that. I love this. I love that concept. I do think it's going to end with her coming back through the door and kind of like saying, I've changed. I don't want to live that life anymore. And she's going to hug and everyone's going to cry. And she'll be healed. And she'll be healed or something.
That's the part.
But-
So okay, one thing I didn't mention in the let's go really quickly. We have a lot of comments.
Your
I'm
microphone.
so sorry,
hey,
guys.
Sean, do you hear his mic popping?
Is my mic popping?
A bit. Somewhat.
Welcome to Starfleet, boy, where the mics be popping.
With them.
So we find out that the ship at the I love this, by the way, because I did not want it to be Discovery like everyone was kind of predicting. The ship at the center of the nebula is not the Discovery. We are not getting a Calypso tie-in. It is, in fact, a Kaminar vessel with Kelpians in it.
Isn't it a Starfleet vessel with a Kelpian captain
She says
or something?
She says KSS blah blah blah, whatever its name
Oh,
is.
okay.
So
But they're a
that's why I
part.
assumed-
They were part of the Federation at that time.
Right, a
so-
Federation ship was responding to them,
Oh, okay.
and came into a distress. And we find out that they were investigating.
I love
the
that, by the
Kelpians-
way.
They have a cat, Conti. Conti says the show needs a dog. They have a cat.
They do. Conti's trolling me. Fuck off, Conti. I'm gonna go get you. No, I'm glad you're feeling better. By the way, Conti.
And Triangulum is using words like mofo. I'm not allowed to swear. I'm not allowed to
But
swear.
you've already broken the swearing rule.
Have
here
I?
and there. Yeah.
Somewhat. Oh, shit doesn't
Yeah.
count.
That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
By the way, when
can-
Carl popped up, I thought that would have been the perfect time for Giorgio to say "What the fuck."
Yes, it actually would have been great. That would have been apropos.
Yeah, or
Oh.
who the if are you?
Allow
Guys, they
one,
were just-
allow one F-bomb per season.
They were investigating a dilithium nursery.
That's where the dilithium are really small.
Baby
It's the ba-
dilithium?
It's the baby
what's the-
dies.
the baby dies. I'm very curious about the Burn story. I'm so glad it wasn't the disco from Calypso.
I hope they
Ooh.
don't resolve. I know that PJ, you want them to be done with the burn. I want them to not be done with the burn, and I want it to go on into season 4. I want it to be something that they're not able to resolve or handle in one season, and it becomes like this overarching thing that leads and drives the show in general for like season 4 and 5 and whatever, however long they go. I
Oh
want them to
God,
like
no.
I want them to slowly find clues, but go on these self-contained missions. That's what I want.
You know, I can
It
understand why
gives
they're
them a
delaying.
journey.
There's complaints that why didn't they go straight to the thing when they found out about it first off in like three episodes ago. But I think they're just building more and more information, and now they're finally decoded this distress message, and they know a little bit more. And I guess they're waiting to go with a full report to the admiral before they send Discovery there to investigate because it could be
Saru
dangerous.
seems Saru seems like oddly interested in it. Like he's kind of obsessed with it, which is kind of weird. But
I
stress-free
don't
K,
understand
He
why.
doesn't want to tell
Sorry.
the captain about the Kelpian.
yeah,
So
the
I wanted to
admiral,
ask one thing.
admiral.
What do you guys think about? Because it seems like all of this data and what like Discovery are dealing with this on their own. I feel like every time they would go on a mission, they would bring back information that would be put into like they would have like an intel place at Starfleet headquarters. Starfleet and the Federation are basically the same thing now, from what I understand as well. They're no longer separate entities.
He
But
says they're separate entities sharing one roof.
Okay, but they don't
I
bring that to
think.
like an Intel room. They don't have like a room of like decoders
Well,
and translators and all of that that could really do that. They have to have one character on their ship do it.
I don't know. It is weird.
Because when you
Also,
have like the fake lame excuse of we're the only ship out here, that all of the other Star Trek shows use, I guess it kind of justifies it. It's like, oh, they don't have time to send back a subspace transmission. They got no one. But here we have the fleet, and we have like basically all of Starfleet officers at the same place. I feel like there has to be someone that knows how to handle
Well,
why can't this
jumbled
source
all
messages.
the
data?
ships aren't there all the time. There are many ships that are gone
Yeah.
off
That's
doing
true.
things for
But
months,
they
months
have
at a
a
time.
headquarters. I'm
Why can't the
assuming
sphere
there's like
data be downloaded into Starfleet HQ also just out of curiosity or duplicated?
as
I
the
don't know.
admiral, I would have been like, Discovery goes nowhere because there's a sentient being in that, and we can't risk it dying.
You're
But
a
that's me.
mean Dadmiral. He's a nice
I
Dadmiral.
mean, Admiral. Hey,
In this season,
Admiral's turning out to be one of the best characters. He's
I know.
awesome.
I liked
in
him
this
in this
season, they
episode.
seem to be overlooking a few things with the whole. Why don't they duplicate the spore drive? Why don't they harness the sphere data? Why don't they look at Zora and see what that's all about? Because they're
Maybe things are
aware
going too fast.
they're aware of Zora because even Cronenberg's character, what's his name, Kovic,
Kovic.
he even says like, yeah, maybe she's. First, I think he refers to the computer as she. It's good for when she wants to pick movie night or something, but not for this. And it's funny how it's like, computer, figure this out. Okay, this planet, 5% chance she could live, no other information. And it's like, okay. Well, and then Saru, poor Saru, he's like, yeah, this is not worth it. And then the admiral's like, listen, dude, I know you're trying, but I gotta I gotta cut you down to size a bit and say you can't let one of your crew members drown.
That was a really good moment.
Even though she's literally
That was
from hell.
great. That
was
was
a really
great.
good moment, actually.
I really
I
loved
like
that.
that. It
I
actually,
really like.
Saru's learning. He's still in the process of learning to be captain.
yeah.
I
And
actually
he's,
think that's. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna, yeah. So I was agreeing with all that. I was just gonna say that like this was the first time I felt the Admiral kind of crack. He's been kind of a hard ass this whole time, and this was the first time where he was like just learn from my own mistakes, like, and kind of gave a little bit of himself, and I really enjoyed it, and I love the actor who plays him, and yeah, that scene played really well. Just real quickly to answer, I want to get, because I'm obsessed with this, but Stress Free K says, why can't they throw out the entire season 1 mirror timeline? How does that affect the Prime? Well, what they were saying is that if the Discovery never goes to the mirror universe and never stops the Charon or Charon from
No,
never destroys,
presumably the Discovery will still go to the mirror universe,
right? But if they
as was, but the mirror universe would be different.
right, but they have to stop the Charon also, I guess. And Burnham was dead before, and so if Burnham is not dead anymore, then what happens to Michael and pretending to be Burnham and Tilly and all that stuff? Because like
it's worse than that. Maybe the Discovery from Prime wouldn't even go back to Mirror because the only reason it went there is because Lorca from Mirror came over looking for
yeah,
Burnham.
and if he never,
And
he
if
may
Burnham
never
never dies, he may never go look for her. He may look for her in a different place. It really screws everything up.
Yeah,
but
Continuity is not safe.
but again, I don't think they. I think they know that, Sean. First of all, but secondly,
yeah, I agree.
secondly, I
They have
think if you watch Doctor Who, then you know that most paradoxes resolve themselves generally, and you also know
Yeah, it's
that.
called writing mumbo jumbo.
This ain't no Doctor Who.
Just
This ain't no
saying,
Who.
just
It's
saying.
called it's called I'm tired of writing. I'm just gonna figure it out.
I do agree with you though in you saying that they know this, and that's why I think they do know this, and that's why I think it's all an illusion, but it's not the real mirror universe. It's kind of like it's a nice fun way of giving us the mirror universe and giving us all of the you guys were talking about like the exaggerated acting that Sonequa Martin Green was doing in the mirror universe. That's really fun. It gives us an occasion to like get all that. They've got that like makeup and it's all really fun without necessarily going back there and screwing everything up and actually playing with the timelines. I think it's good. If that's what they're doing, I think it's great.
Very cool.
I got a slight nod from PJ.
Father said, "Hi, Father. By the way, Father says I was wrong about the color change. Check out
really?
the higher res images I added. Nice. Ha!
All right.
There goes your example, bitch. No, just kidding. Sorry, I didn't mean to call
I'm
you
sure
that.
Fathery knows exactly what I'm talking about, and he could come up with a million examples on the
Yeah,
spot.
Fathery could, but I'm putting you on the spot, Toddy. You're on this. By the way, that was a Doctor Who reference. What you just
This
did
is the
right
way.
now.
This?
Yeah, that was a Doctor Who reference.
Okay, I don't know. I reference things that I haven't seen. See,
Oh my
look at
gosh.
that.
PJ Boatwreck's here. Hey guys, go subscribe to Boatwreck.
That's from like 20 minutes ago.
How was that really 20 minutes ago? Oh my gosh, this is
There's a
are you
lot of
doing?
There's
comments
so
there.
many comments.
Just leave the
Guys,
comments be. Try to keep up or leave them be.
There's some interesting comments there.
Yeah, there are some. Can you guys point one out so I can put it on here?
8:30 p.m. Well, no, that's my time. Damn it.
Where's the one that says?
That would be
where's the one
6
that
o'clock.
says-
6 o'clock.
Where's the one that
your
says
time.
Toddy is right?
That's Triangulum Studios has been saying Toddy is right all night. So
There you go. Perfect. Everyone subscribe to Triangulum. He knows what's up.
I am Suza. Computer arch. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be funny. The door is kind of like the arch, right? If she's in an elaborate.
Carl, door.
Carl, door.
Actually,
don't think-
Carl and his door would make a very nice fit in Lower Decks. I don't want to spoil too much about Lower Decks, but like just the vibe and the comedy aspect of him, I think he would like just popping up, pissing off Mariner. That would work really well.
There's a bit of a Christmas Carol redemption arc going for Giorgio here, Father. That's
yeah.
actually pretty spot on. So, like, I think that's happening. Who would be if Giorgio was Scrooge? Who would be the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future? Audience chime in, and then you guys. Who would be the ghosts of Christmas past, or past, present, and future in her story of Scrooge?
I don't know.
I
I can't
say-
answer these things.
I say Saru is the ghost of Christmas present. Stamets is the ghost of Christmas future. And Lorca is the ghost of Christmas past.
Well, you figure these things out. I wanted to bounce off what you guys were saying about Saru earlier on. I really like the scene between Admiral Vance and Saru. And I think that we're finally getting like the best of both worlds, because I think a lot of people wanted to see Saru as captain, and that's great. But it's also awesome to have him that authority figure that I suppose Pike was last season, but Saru wasn't yet captain. So now you can have that person that can really teach him, because he doesn't learn anything from Michael, and he lost his prime Georgiou to learn from, even though he said that he acknowledged that he learned a lot from Mirror here. It's great to have that kind of authority figure that he can learn from, and that he's telling him about his mistakes of the past, etc. I think that's really great, and I like that dynamic, and I think that's a nice thing that they've got going on. I really hope they do keep the Admiral on for multiple seasons now.
They should have a scene with two of them where it's like Michael George? Who's that guy who sings Father Figure? And that should play in the background. And he's like giving him, what is George Michael.
Yeah, I will be your father figure.
And then they make love. But anyway.
Dear God, I would like to have a dinner scene with them. Actually, there's just like a sit down. Like Vance is like, "Yo, come have dinner and let's talk about all of this stuff that you're going through and what have you." It's like because, you know, Saru's a fresh captain still.
Does anybody remember what happened with Adira and Stamets? There was a scene with them, and I can't remember it.
So Adira's trying to make this algorithm work to decode the
Yes, okay.
the distress signal, and Adira keeps trying to do it and it's not working, and then Stamets points out, "Oh, you didn't restart the algorithm," and then they're pissed at themselves for that because it was so obvious and they wasted so much time. So Stamets is like, "No, it's okay." And it was very cute. I like all that. I liked all
Yeah,
that.
darn it.
I think they say weeks have gone by
Has it been weeks? Wow.
since
okay.
the last episode, I think, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
Okay.
Giorgio's been like pixelating this whole time, like can't
This
pick up
whole
cups and shit.
Yeah, I don't think that Adira has been struggling on this specific problem for weeks, though. I think that's
The overall.
yeah, it's the
Process.
problem. The problem, yeah, the process has advanced. The problem solving has moved on quite a lot. It's just at this moment in time, what is it, 12 times they restarted, I think, but it's only in this short lapse. I thought maybe it's today or over these past 2 days or whatever it is. That's what I think.
Is,
Do you guys think our man
Lorca.
Lorca's coming back next week?
No, I don't think, but I think I was expecting it in this
praying.
episode, and when they started talking about him, I was like, "Oh yeah, oh my god, Jason Isaac's gonna show up. This is cool."
I think he's. I don't. You don't think he's coming back? I think he's coming back.
The problem
I think
is
that's-
they'll tell you in the opening credits, won't they? It'll
Oh,
be
yeah. Oh,
with
yeah,
with Jason
I
Isaacs.
skip over them shit. So
I
Okay.
don't skip the credits, but I don't read them either.
Do you look at who directed though? At least
Yes.
Omar
Yes.
or Omar or somebody.
that's what I do. I look at the writing and then the directing credits. Sorry, all you other people.
By the way, Earl Grey Trekkie.
I wouldn't get my hopes up
1701.
about Lorca though.
No, I don't think so. I don't
I
think
think
so.
he's
I don't
coming
think
back.
Lorca's coming back. Yes,
Has a
Earl Grey
YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yes, go subscribe.
Go subscribe. He already has like 30 something subscribers. That's like more than PJ. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Just kidding.
No
PJ
one
got
subscribed.
mad.
He's at 47. That's the magic
What?
number.
Stay there. Yeah, no more. No more. 47.
No, I'm kidding. Go, everyone.
I'm joking. That's more than me, by the way. 47. You've surpassed me. I only have 12. 12 subscribers.
He's only got one video out. It's quantity over quality, mister.
It's true. It's true. When I released my first video, Robbie, I only got 5 subscribers, and that was like the same 5 subscribers for like a year.
Oh,
so
that was
good job.
that was so long ago, though, wasn't it?
5 years
That was
almost,
just-
4 years.
Yeah,
4
my
years,
life was
yeah.
in black and white back then. It was just ages ago.
It sure was. We're all going to remember how epic Lorca was and miss him terribly.
I remember Takuvma. He was awesome. I want more Takuvma.
We can just go through the door. You can go through the door.
Door me.
Burnham can go through the door and stop Philippa from getting killed.
Burnham could go back and stop. You know what she
Stop
did.
it all. Yeah,
Stop it all.
everything.
She could stop getting mad on the bridge back then.
She could go back and stop the whole thing. It's true. So, what do you guys theorize is going on with the burn? Because now I'm baffled. I had an idea, and now I'm like.
Can I say one thing before we jump into that?
Yeah.
Cronenberg. So what's his Kovac? Is that it? Kovac. He doesn't seem like a terrible person, and he doesn't seem like a villain, and he doesn't seem like he's up to no good. He just seems like an odd scientist kind of guy, or an odd, I don't know, like time engineer or whatever it is. And I was surprised by that, but I really liked his like interactions with Kolba, and I think he's an interesting character.
Everybody was immediately suspicious of him very early on,
Yeah,
including
it's
me.
Yeah,
And it's like now that he's been in a few, this is only the second episode he's been in, really.
yeah.
But we don't
And
really know.
now he's
Yeah.
interacted with other people as well.
Exactly, and now you get a sense that he's all right. You know?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is
It might be a
this-
trap.
This is the thing that Discovery does, Sean. That
Ooh.
I have a thing
Ooh.
about. So no chief engineer, no chief medical officer. We have no idea what Kovac does. He's so friendly with everyone. He's hanging out with everyone. No one thinks to ask him like, "What's your job here?" Like
They
or
do it
if
off
they know-
camera.
Who are you,
Yeah,
sir?
But like, why? We want to know. I think it's
Yeah, we
important,
want.
right? Like, we want to know.
Also, he's disclosing like all of this very sensitive information to, I suppose, just a physician. He's not the chief medical officer.
But
He's
you have
just
an opportunity.
a doctor working on
It
George.
takes
He is
it takes
clearly
2
subservient to
seconds.
Vance, though. He's not
Yeah.
above Vance in any way.
Yeah, and they finally get them in the same room. A lot of people were saying like they're never in the same room, and they're finally in the same
They're the
room.
same person.
They're the same well, whatever.
He's not a ghost, after all.
He's not a ghost after all.
A ghost. Ooh, there's so many ghosts.
A ghost.
Or a hologram. I love all the theories, by the way, that have not come true this season of Star Trek Discovery, because there's been some really good ones.
There's a
but-
fight online now, like a race online, and it's not just a Star Trek thing, it's a thing in general where everyone wants to get their theory right. So everyone spitballs 50,000 theories at once. They're like, every episode, they're like, I have 16 different theories about what's going to happen, right? And then none of them happen. It's just like, just watch the show. You'll
I
find
think
out what
that-
happens when you watch it, right?
Yeah, you don't.
You're
like
not
to-
a fan
you
of
don't like
people
to-
speculating about.
Yeah,
I don't care about it. It's also wasted content. You're going to
It's
speculate
not
for an
wasted
hour.
content. A lot of people
And-
watch it.
Yeah.
I watch Trekyard's prediction
We-
videos. Not like the whole. 3 or
PJ and
4
I did a
They do
speculation
like 3 or 4
videos.
hours. No, not 3 or 4, but they do long ass videos.
No, I
Speaking
understand.
of-
I understand the
They're,
appeal of it.
they're
and I understand
analyzing
the
a 30
conversation.
second promo for 2 hours, and it's like I don't watch the whole thing.
I
like to
understand
get a
the
little
appeal of it,
taste.
though. It's
We did
just
an
that
hour and
ultimately
our chat
we'll look
was
back at it
hopping.
and be like, yeah, but you'll it's
Them
it's fun
shits
at the
gets a
moment.
lots of views.
There was a-
You gotta get them views, yo.
Ravi, for your channel, you hear that? Lots of views speculation videos and piss off
that's it.
Toddy. Make
You-
all
that's
your
it.
videos speculation.
He'll
videos.
never invite me on.
Me and Starfleet Boy did
Yeah.
did one.
I know.
a couple days ago.
I even came and watched
and it got 4 million views.
It did.
Oh well, there you go.
And oddly enough, he didn't gain any subscribers.
Yeah, that's the thing. He still has less subscribers.
I still have less than.
You don't.
I think he lost some.
I
But
may
more
have lost-
views.
I think Sean
We-
unsubscribed. Sean,
I did.
Trek on the Tube unsubscribed. Do you know for the longest time Trek on the Tube was not subscribed to Starfleet Boy? I had to like call him out.
Is that true?
Yeah, do you
I
not
don't remember that.
I subscribe
Yes.
and unsubscribe to people all the time.
And I hated asking you too because I was like, maybe it's on purpose because you'd been on the show for like 2 years, and I was like,
Dear God, no! It must have been an error. I'm sorry. I think I'm subscribed to you with my multiple channels now.
oh, good, nice. By the way, you're not ready to talk about that. I
No.
see things. I've seen the future a little bit. Okay.
You're on the Star Dispatch.
Trek Central says the Kelpian doctor was played by the same actor who played Sir. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I actually thought it was his sister.
That's
Oh,
why he was
Serrano.
looking at her with those
That
eyes. He's like,
explains
"You look
it.
like my sister."
I actually thought it was his sister, and I didn't know it was the same actor. But what I thought was because often Discovery, they do the same prosthetics for like all the Kelpians, or they do the same prosthetics for like all the Klingons, or like very slight variations. So I thought, oh, they must have slapped the Saru sister face on some other actor. So it
No, I
was
think
the
they're
same
all
actor.
custom designed. So it's just the same actors keep like these tall actors seem to keep playing the Kelpians. I guess there's like you have to kind of get a tall person to play. I don't know.
Mm.
Tall, lanky person.
Yeah, but Giorgio better. I don't think Giorgio's leaving until the end of the season. I don't think this is gonna be, if even. I do think Giorgio's gonna get her own show, but I don't know if it's gonna be this. I don't know what it's gonna. I just
They'll leave it
don't-
open.
I don't
They'll
know.
leave it open.
Yeah.
At the end of this season, they'll leave it open because they don't know yet if they're going to go into production for Section 31, the show, which means they're going to leave it open in case. So if production begins on Section 31, she doesn't have to come back to Discovery and she can go to her show. But if they don't launch Discovery, Section 31, then they can still have her on for one more season. That's what I think they're going to do.
True. I stand corrected. Crystals do grow, so you can have baby crystals, baby dilithium crystals. It's true. Good point. Dilithium nursery.
I think Michael Burnham's performance as Mirror Burnham, which we've never seen before,
Sonequa.
was like straight out of 1960s Batman. It's like if she watched A View to a Kill and she watched Mayday, that character played by Grace Jones, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do that times 2."
Very nice.
She must have watched those original series
Because she's
Mirror
doing these
Universe episodes.
she's doing these cat poses, and I'm like, whoa, that's like Mayday
She's-
from A View to a Kill, dude, with Christopher Walken and Roger Moore being
She's
too old to
brilliant,
play Bond.
and I say she could play Joker if they recast Joker as a female character.
Good.
She could do it. Look at Sean.
Um,
He wants to say something, but he didn't.
no,
say
I'm
it.
trying to figure out what's that episode that isn't the Mirror Universe, but they've got like an evil clone of Kirk, the Enemy Within.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a
We haven't done
transporter
that,
accident.
That's a transporter
right.
accident, so it's not a mirror universe, but they've got that evil like Kirk separated, and he's like there's a weak version, a weak kind of obedient.
There's a bitch side to him
Evil.
and an aggressive
Yeah.
side.
That's
basically.
right. But I feel like Cinema Mountain Green maybe watched something like that because even like in the makeup and everything, and then she kind of like emulated. But it was great. I loved it.
But she
That's
goes
a good-
all the way with her performances. Remember in episode 10 of last season, I believe it was, where she's suffocating, and like she goes there, like it looks like she's suffocating herself on purpose to get that. Like she's almost like method acting, almost. You know what I mean?
Director on set's like, "Are you okay? What's going on?"
And she's like, "No, I'm just doing that method acting."
Dennis actually brings up a good point. Will the sphere data allow itself to be downloaded to another ship? Maybe not. That's a good point because it does have its own.
I'm
autonomy.
sorry, I can't do that, Dave.
You got PJ. Good point for something. I don't know what it was, but that's awesome. I'm just getting
Yay.
caught up.
You're popping too.
Yeah, you
Oh,
probably
I am. Oh,
just
jeez.
put them up and I'll read them. Yeah, I'm just joking.
I lost.
I did enjoy this episode very much. I don't know if we're like, but I had fun with it. I think it was I don't know, it wasn't as emotionally charged or like it didn't try to make you cry all the time. I enjoyed that. And I think it was just fun. It was just like a fun episode that did its kind of its own thing.
The
This is
Star
interesting.
Dispatcher paper also references the USS Janolan disappearing. That's the ship Scotty is trapped in a transporter beam till TNG times. Why was that referenced? I didn't catch that.
As an Easter egg, I
Yeah.
suppose that's all that they wanted to do. They just
You
wanted
just
to throw
helped.
that in there.
You just helped Trek on the tube with this video.
Yeah.
For
I was
his
gonna take a good look at that piece of paper though. Like I'm gonna try and look at all of the angles that he's got. But
you know what was one of the most fun aspects of the episode is when Giorgio crosses over and her reaction and stuff, and she's reliving an event she's already experienced, right? So there's a bit of fun in that, like she knows the deal, and like how she's revealing everything to Killy, and Killy's like, "Wow, you're really good because you know all this shit already." Because the last time she didn't, right? Last time
Right,
she was caught more by surprise.
Right.
So this and everything that's happened, you know, that like little acrobatic performance, that's all beautifully done, and that seemed very almost TOS like in the setup, where like they have a theater performance in the ship somewhere. But yeah, it's like you can almost, when you're watching it, you can almost imagine how it really happened, and like did Stamets really go up? Like how did Stamets survive the last time, or like maybe it happened a little bit differently, but the fact that she knows Stamets is probably gonna. But anyway, it was good. It was good. I liked
it was fun. It
very
reminded
enjoyable.
me. There's this timey-wimey episode of Voyager where some temporal agent sends Seven of Nine back in time to the day of the launch of the USS Voyager, and so Seven of Nine's or is it Janeway? They send Seven of Nine back, I think. And
You're the wrong person to ask about Voyager. I'm the wrong person, I should say.
Me too. Actually.
Anyway, like you and so you get to see all of these things that you've never seen. Like we've heard about, like Voyager was launched, etc. But you get to see that. You get to see Voyager in space dock. You get to see, and so they put Janeway back in like her
old bug.
hairdo. Yeah, that kind of stuff. And I think that was fun. And this reminded me of that, in the sense that you never really got to see like the launch of the Charon. You never really got to see all of this heavy backstory that you heard about.
It's
Amazing
it's like an
scene,
alternate
by the way.
prequel. An alternate prequel to the episode 10, Despite Yourself, which is actually
Yeah.
the best episode of season 1 in my opinion. But
And it's fun.
I love the scene where the
Wasn't
Charon
that
is
the Frakes
revealed.
episode?
yeah,
The Charon is revealed, and the singularity or whatever it is right framed beautifully in her crown. like I kind of loved that. I thought that was pretty awesome.
The
Like you,
costume
It's really
design and
just
all that stuff is immaculate.
that's great because the crown's like a halo kind of thing, right? Where she's like she's some sort of deity,
And another
basically.
thing about this show, it looks so much better than the previous seasons. They don't bombard you with bullshit camera movements that are not necessary, which are like they're necessary at points, but they actually keep the camera slightly still. It's still kind of
because
bouncing around a bit, you know what I mean? Like they never keep it like fixed on a tripod anywhere, but
It's bouncing, but it's not bullshit.
well, remember season 2? It's like they couldn't have a scene where they were all talking unless the camera was spinning around them 4 or 5 times, and you're like, I'm getting motion sickness. I can't even understand what they're saying. There's one scene with Giorgio and Leland
Anson
talk.
Mount is too sexy. You can't have the camera static. It'll just break. It has to move.
No, but the lens flare. It's like it's so much lens flare in some scenes that's coming from nowhere that you're like, I can't listen to these characters talk because these visuals are just tripping me out. But season 3 is so, like I keep saying, and you guys keep
a lot
saying,
cleaner.
it's clean looking.
Yeah,
And it's much
It is.
more as it actually they changed the visual style of the show for the better, so I'll give them credit for that.
But I noticed that when we went into the mirror universe, they kind of dialed back the cleanness, and they went back to kind of how it was in those first 2 seasons. Like they were more because it was darker. Like all of the set designs are a lot darker, and so you have like the Charon is a glaring light, and so you have kind of those lens flares and stuff. And
That works, doesn't it?
it works
Yeah.
because it's justified, and it's great that they actually went back to that feel. It gave me the feel of the Mariniverse episodes that we had in season 1, and so I like that.
Yeah, to have that kind of hazy, lens flary, kind of dreamy
That's it.
visual
The smog.
style can work for the mirror universe. It's like, but in the prime, especially now in the 32nd century, everything has to look like more crisp. I find there is a lot of lights and a lot of like glowy things, but still
is that real?
looks better overall.
Star Wars
that
are
real?
announcing. Yeah, they're
I got-
announcing 10 new shows or something. 10 new
I also
Disney
got-
are announcing 10 new Star Wars shows.
I also got this
And 10
in a
new
text message.
MCU shows.
All right,
Yeah.
we're not gonna wait real quick before. Look, by the way, I'm in the light of the Charon right now. I am Sutek. Thank you for your gift of that. I'm not gonna put it up in case anyone who likes Doctor Who is spoiled on my Star Trek stream, but I love hearing that. So thank you for that little news. Let's go to the comments real quick.
You're popping.
Adira- Oh, sorry.
Adira is
Okay.
pretty cool, but I'm still not a fan of Stamets.
Look at that radio voice. I actually find Stamets to be much more understanding and helpful with Adira than any other person in his team or in his crew. He just yells at Tilly, but he's fine with Adira.
I gave a shout out to Rekha Sharma on Twitter because I was so happy to see her back.
Oh yeah, Landry's back.
Yeah, but
Most worthless character of all Discovery. No hate to you, Rekha Sharma. You're fine. It's just the character's garbage.
You guys. I mean, you're not wrong.
No hate
It's
to
just
you,
the way
Rekha.
he's.
You're great.
You're not.
The character's shite.
You're not wrong. It's not that the character's shite. It's just that the character could. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Whatever. I'm gonna leave that there.
There was a great scene, by the way, between Mirror, Saru, and Giorgio, and
Yeah.
like how she's worried about him. Like when he's about to get killed, like she's
That's the part
actually
that was
worried
so
about him.
good. Yeah, that's what's so good is like this whole time I've been hating Giorgio's character, like the character Giorgio, because I'm like, she doesn't deserve blah 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 blah. And then it was so clever to put her back in the mirror universe to
They're handling it very
show,
well.
to show how she's changed. Like it's very subtle, right? Like it's like in Discovery, she's still awful. She's telling people they
She's a
should
bully
die.
now.
She's like,
She's
yeah,
still
she's a bully.
but she's
It's
no
all
longer
front.
a villain.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
front though. She's really truly changed, and it's really remarkable how they did. I thought it was brilliant to do a mirror episode. Also,
Mirror-
I love that mirror episodes are always just a surprise, because like I remember that's what it was in season 1 as well. It was like, what? We're in
We
the
also-
mirror universe, you know. Like
we
I know
also
some
kinda-
people speculated about it, but
We also kind of skipped over that really good scene where she's in the workout room with the axes and tries to get Burnham to kill her. Like she
Oh, right.
actively tries to get Burnham to murder
I'm
her.
not gonna
That's
kill you.
right.
What are you doing?
And Burnham's just like won't give up on her, and it's kind of like maybe her being in the mirror universe now, she wants to change Mirror Burnham into Prime Burnham, just like she was changed. You know what I mean? She's like, it's possible
That's
for
possible.
us to have a
actually.
different mindset and to think differently.
That's what she's trying to do. That's probably what she's trying to do. I noticed that. So I liked the red costume for Mira Culber. He was like all in red and it was very evil looking. I don't think Wilson Cruz kind of knew what to do with his mirror character because they didn't give him any lines. So they just did reaction shots for him, but he always looked a bit confused. Yeah, he was just kind of sitting there, and every time they cut to him, he'd just like look around, kind of be like. And
The
so, yeah,
the fight between Reese and Owushkin, that was pretty.
That was pretty good too.
that
I
was
like
actually a
Owo's
pretty good
character
fight
in
scene.
this
It was
too.
really gritty.
Yeah. Dennis, oh my gosh, this is so cool. What a deep cut. I think I listened to a few episodes of Drunk Space Nine back in the day with Starfleet Boy, with Scott, who was my co-host at the time. Drunk Space Nine is in new hands, and it's going to come back soon, and I'll be on it, and so will a bunch of other people. So keep it an eye out, or an ear out, I should say, for that. And also check out Asking Linda's, because those are the new hosts. One of them is the new host of Drunk Space Nine. The other one's going to be like a part-time host type thing, so it's going to be very cool. Sorry, had to plug that. Go on. Burnham could walk through the door and stay there. Sorry, I bet. Someone earlier said that Lorca should come back because he has to save Burnham.
What?
That Lorca should come back to save Burnham next.
We could very well see Jason Isaacs appear in the next episode. They're just not giving anything away about it, like not even hinting.
That would be amazing if they
But they're-
managed to like not hint that at all and not get it spoiled or anything.
But they're saying his name in the first part, so
Yeah, I don't think they
Nice.
will do that though.
I would like to see Captain Braxton come back questing for vengeance against Janeway.
He just assumes it's Janeway screwing with the timeline every time there's a problem. He just appears on Saru's bridge. God damn it, Janeway! Oh wait, who are you?
Oh, what's her name? Is it Hannah Cheeseman? She was back in the Mirror. I didn't realize the actress played Ariam.
I didn't notice.
was also in the MCU. Or what?
The Mirror
Also-
Universe,
Oh, the
not-
Mirror Universe.
I love that you said the MCU.
The other actress. Oh, okay, yeah, you mean the. Okay, well, the first one is now is Nelson.
Nelson now, yeah.
And the second one was like gone. Like she was the one they put in the makeup.
Right,
And
right. Hannah
killed her
Cheeseman,
off.
I think her name is.
And Hannah Cheeseman is not. Unless Hannah Cheeseman was in that background somewhere. I don't know.
I think he's
Yeah.
Starfleet Intelligence, Stress-Free K, or Temporal Investigations, maybe, because he knows a lot about time and.
He might be
and
the
stuff
time
like that.
police because, like,
Yeah.
if they have a law that says you can't do time or interdimensional or multi-universal travel or whatever it is, they need someone to kind of like stop that from happening.
He's a
And
time
so,
cop.
so maybe he's the time cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jean-Claude Van Damme is his superior.
Oh well, you'd be freaking out if the next episode had like a Mirror Universe Jean-Claude Van Damme. You'd love that.
I would love that.
Kicking everybody in the chest.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is just an awesome person in general. His videos are hilarious. I think he's
So
funny.
I don't care about this burn anymore. I don't care what like
Ooh.
when they reveal what it is. Like I know for a fact that I will not care in the least. I'm only interested in the journey right now. If they give me one good episode after another, I'm good. This whole thing that they're putting on the back burner with the burn is like back burner.
Oh, it's fine. Who cares about the burn?
Just I want to know what happens with Giorgio and how they're gonna wrap this up, and I would like to see some like Starfleet action, like some kind of Emerald Chain confrontation, because I think that's gonna be the end of season 3. It's gonna be the Emerald Chain versus Starfleet.
It's funny that they didn't even need, like, if you were to take the season as it is and just take out all of the burn elements, you kind of don't need them. You could have found like other corny reasons to go to every place that they went to. You didn't need the burn. It's like just like you didn't. Honestly, they could have done the season exactly as it is without that thing because without the black boxes and the mystery of it all, I suppose that they're going for the mystery of the intrigue of it.
The
But
question is whether or not the actual resolution of the burn, like when they find out what it is, what will it change? What will it help? And if it doesn't actually like lead to anything,
Right,
then
it
it was all a
shouldn't
waste of time.
it shouldn't undo anything, but at this point I'm having trouble like like being interested in it also. I have to admit it's like like there are
okay, well,
but
well,
there's but that's cuz the season has so many good other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like it's not that I'm
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like the burn just seems like okay, well this is part of the new land. I don't know. It's a tough one because I know that it's gonna be something,
I would have been
right?
fine if they just did the burn happened, and this is our story now, and like you don't need to focus on that. It's just like it happened, and so the galaxy is also like the galaxy slash universe, right? Is different because now we don't have like as much space travel. Do
Yeah,
you
like I've
guys think
gotten you know what it
solving
is?
the
I've
burn will bring back the Vulcans or the Navarre now, and the Andorians and like Earth? Do you think it'll
yeah,
unite everyone? Do you think that'll be Burnham and her solution for the burn will unite all of the species once
well
again? Do you think?
Burnham keeps
And,
saying
all right, so we get some.
Burnham seems Burnham challenges Vance and says like unless we find out the cause of the burn, you'll never heal the Federation and he's like we'll see. Like he doesn't agree with her. And I kind of am wondering the same thing. Like I kind of like the landscape right. I've gotten used to I like the 32nd century landscape. I dig the fact that it's like a uh unlimited resource society. I'm like really
Apocalyptic Star Trek
yeah,
space
but
landscape.
but you know what? It's post-apocalyptic, but not in the way that it's usually done. Usually, I mean, like, yeah, you do have like the Osira and the Emerald Chain scenes where everything's
It's
like
post
Mad Max.
Utopia, right? It's
Yeah, I guess that's better. Yeah, post-utopia. Yeah. So you do
I
have
wouldn't
all
mind
that.
seeing more of those space pirates and those space brigands,
Yeah.
right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
I mean, it's not a perfect season. I mean, like, I was definitely disappointed with Osira. Like, you know, I wanted more from Osira. I don't know what I wanted, but I
The
wanted
Wicked
more.
Witch of the West.
Wicked Witch. I think I'll try defying gravity. Did my mic pop that time?
But your song was too beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
but here's the fundamental flaw in this season that I didn't really want to bring up because I didn't want to seem like a dickhead.
Oh no.
Go ahead,
But-
do it. Be a dickhead.
But you have them in the 30 effing second century. Discovery comes, this jewel, the most precious piece of equipment in the galaxy, literally, because we're in a post dilithium time, right, where they can't figure out what to do
The
to
die
get
die
around
went bye-bye.
fast. Now Starfleet has in its possession the most valuable thing in the galaxy. Why not just harness it and make all your ships spore ships? And people say, well, maybe the spore technology is a little too complicated. I mean, it's the 32nd century. You think the technology would be available to look at the ship, which they've refitted so they know it inside and out. And Adira has like totally revamped the thing to make it 10 times better. Why can't she be part of this project? Oh, I'm sorry. Why can't they be part of that project?
That was good ASMR quality ASMR content there.
I
Yeah,
agree
you're right.
with you. I don't need them to build more spore drive ships. I would just like it to be addressed. I would like the entente between Discovery, the ship specifically, and the entity that the Federation is to
Was
be
that a
more
fancy
palpable.
French word?
Entente?
Entente. No, I would I would like the
Invaders.
communication and the sharing of knowledge to be more present in the show a bit. I would like them to acknowledge on screen like we are looking into the spore drive, or maybe Vance is like, wait a minute, you have a human element. Isn't it dangerous that Stamets is sticking things in his arms? Like, oh, we've dealt with that now. I'd like them to be communication with that, and I wouldn't mind dialogue and sit downs between those two characters, just talking about it, addressing it. That's what I would want.
Paul
Wouldn't
Sean
there
complains
be
about all the blue.
And if
as
it's
well.
all about the tardigrade DNA, why can't there be
show those.
a way to find them, or at least one, or what is no? They can grow it, can't they? Didn't they
Why
do
are
that
there
in
no
season one?
tardigrades in the Federation by now? What's going on?
But they can grow the mycelial, right?
Yeah, they can
Uh,
grow the
they can
spores.
grow it. So why
Isn't
not like?
aren't the jumps supposed to hurt the mycelial network as well? Wasn't that a big thing where they were like damaging and painting the mycelial network every time they did a jump or something like that?
I think that was having
In
to do with
season
the
two.
Quran, the USS Quran,
Okay, that was
or the
Kira.
Paul was saying
the
that
Sharon.
Giorgio's not only it's not only that Giorgio's changed, but that she was never as evil as she seemed. It was all a show. I think yeah, there's evidence of that in the first Mirror Universe
Well, she
thing because
was the
she
emperor still. I mean, she was the one
yeah,
giving the orders. So
but there's a softness
you
towards
order
Burnham.
even if you order like the entire destruction of a planet or the annihilation of a species just to front, like you're still doing it. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's like
No,
just the front.
Kovic has explained that
I mean, you're still.
The Terrans in their DNA wake up every day wanting to die. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Like
they
wanting to
haven't
go out.
they
Yeah.
it's all about like just do whatever and
Do
like
you don't know? I don't know.
What do
Maybe he's
you
trying to
guys think
tag.
about this whole thing where they talk about this like Mura Jojo needs like she's gonna die, and if she knows she's gonna die, she has to die with like they even mentioned honor at some point. She has to die in combat and all of that. I don't. Where did that come from? That sounded more Klingon than Mirror Universe. Like I've never heard this kind of stuff. Like Smiley in Deep Space Nine never, felt the urge to die all the time, right?
I have to go back and watch the TOS mirror episodes and see if there's anything. I actually don't know, but
well
I think it's fitting. Like
Giorgio
they
wants to
seem like a
die by
very
Michael's hand though. And
yeah.
she just wants to be put out of her misery and her point is that if anyone's going to do it, I want it to be you because it's more honorable than some rando doing it, right?
Right. Yes, that's true.
Just like when she killed Mira Burnham, you know, it was an honor to kill her, but it was an honor for Burnham to be killed by her because, you know, they wish for death. And even I don't know, that's like I don't know if that's something they introduced this season, but Kovic talks about that. Like it's inherent in them to be that way, and they're just inherently nasty people who are always fucking miserable.
Uh, that's what they seem like. Stress Free K says, you know what? If Kovic's a time cop, he's pretty god awful one because he didn't even know about this planet with Time Door, let alone think to
Ah,
follow where Giorgio goes.
I have a point on that. Remember when he
Maybe he's
tried?
the
Remember?
time. Maybe he's Carl.
No, come on, man. Remember?
Come on, man.
Remember when he tries to stop a Saru from asking the computer? Like he's hesitant, and like he's like, don't do that. Fuck, you did it.
Oh, stop!
Maybe
Stop! Culber. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, it was Saru asked.
I thought it was Culber. He
Oh,
was
maybe
like,
it was Culber
yeah.
at first. Yeah, yeah. But when Kovic doesn't want him to know about it, like he's like, we don't just put her in a cage and let her die. But it's funny how it's like the computer's like, here, 5% chance to go down. It's not even the right spot. So they got to walk around, and it's like that first scene in the first episode where they're in the desert walking around.
That was done on purpose.
That was like a just give them a reason to walk around a bit. But then when they see that door, I was all in. And when she walked through it, the episode became much more interesting and fun to watch.
Very cool. By the way, Strange New Worlds might be filming currently. That's really good news. Very cool.
I don't know when they start production on that. Have they started filming
There's
that?
people saying there's a halt on production for Discovery season 4, and then other people are saying things are filming. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
Who's saying there's a halt on production?
Remember in our other streams?
No, I think Discovery season 4 is like they're filming right now, and that's fine. They've got all the security measures in
Discovery
place.
season
Strange
4
New
is in
Worlds, I don't
production.
know though.
Usually, if they're filming in quarantine, they're all like in their own hotel room. They get tested. They're only in like in a certain. Maybe they can't film as much, but they could still do it. But
hey, Saturday Night Live is fully back in action.
People were talking about how the seasons might be written differently, like for shows, like how there will be maybe a lot less contact, so less fight scenes, less sex, or like less of physical contact in the seasons, just to like keep the actors distanced. and
Well, that
how
wouldn't matter if
bang-
they've all been tested because when they all go on the set, it's only the crew that still wears the mask. So, like, they're having actors in close proximity, like 5 actors on a set and on the
so
bridge.
but then they would go back to their hotel rooms and like they wouldn't be able to. I suppose they would have to test them constantly, though, wouldn't you?
Yes, but they're all if they're all in a bubble, if you're all in your bubble and you're all tested, you're all going to the same places. Like what was it? David Ajala had like a little party in a room, like with all of the people from the show, and they were all unmasked, and they're like people were like, but that's actually okay because
They're doing the same thing on set, technically.
they're isolated in a bubble. So
Yeah.
so
Also,
it's
there's like way less
there's
cases
ways to
in
film,
Canada.
and lots of shows are being filmed. Actually, there's a show that was released today on HBO, or a movie that was released today on HBO Max, starring Meryl Streep, and it was filmed just recently. Steven Soderbergh or whatever his name is,
Steven Soderbergh, that's right.
yeah, and I want to check that out because it's Candice Bergen and Meryl Streep.
I love Candice Bergen. All right,
And-
audience,
yeah,
let
it's
us know
cool.
what you. Let's start the ratings process. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what did you think of Terra Firma Part I? Did I say that right, Sean? In French? I?
You're
It's
gonna
not
get a lot of
necessarily.
yeah.
Do I have to give a rating?
What's that?
Do I have?
Oh,
to
you
give a
like to
rating?
rate? You like to rate them both, right?
Well,
you can
yeah,
give what's.
well,
You can
you
give
can
a
rate each-
contingent. You can give a
You can rate each
contingent.
part and then do an average.
Yeah,
I
we could do that.
suppose. Okay, we can do that. This is like
All right.
a temporary rating then.
For you.
This is like a Tilly as first officer temporary rating.
Was there anything we missed talking about? By the way, I think we covered everything.
We got to talk about Star Wars and Marvel and Pixar and Disney Plus.
Let's wrap up the
expanding.
disco discussion so that people who want to leave and don't want to talk about that can leave. So,
Yeah,
all right, so
I gotta leave.
I give it a 9.6. Discovery's
Wow.
rating high this season. I've never given Discovery 9s this consistently. I'm really enjoying this season of Star Trek Discovery. If you go back and watch
This makes
my...
no sense.
all right, whoever
ridiculous.
wants to go
Ridiculous.
next. Ridiculous. You're what the French call les incompetents.
Les
That's what-
incompétents.
Yeah, that's what you should have said to me.
You're incompetent. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7.
That's great.
I think it was fun. It wasn't the best thing. It was fun, but it's not over. Like I need to see what's going on, to fully rate it. If this is truly the mirror universe, then it's like a 2. But if it's an illusion of some kind and it's not the mirror universe, they haven't screwed up all the timelines, or they find a way to explain it away, then it's not a 2. It's like
Mirror
an
Kelvin,
8 or a
Mirror
9.
Kelvin.
Right?
It's Mirror
It's not
Kelvin,
the
bro.
two, Ma.
It's not the 2.
It's not the 2. Okay.
PJ, what do you say?
I give it a 1.2. No.
Really?
No.
You're scaring him.
I give it an 8, but I don't dismiss the possibility that the second part could be like a 4 or 5 or some shit. Because I don't know what I'm gonna get.
PJ's been having the most
episode.
anxiety. Yeah, he's like up and
But
down.
it's been-
But so
it's
far, it's been
doing
holding,
good.
right?
They're doing.
Yeah.
It's been holding
Yeah.
on.
To be fair, what you're saying, that's not necessarily like concerning two-parters. That's not necessarily a discovery thing. I think like TNG sometimes had those two-parters where like first episode is like, oh, it's an 8, it's so exciting, and then the second part is
Chain
like
of Command Part 2 is superior to Part 1. Time Zero Part 1 is superior to Part 2. Feet of Clay Part 2 is superior to Feet of Clay
Which
Part
is
1.
Feet of
Batman
Clay?
the
Is
Animated
that-
Series.
Oh,
I was
gotcha.
gonna say that's not a Star
Yeah, I
Trek
was
one.
like, that's crazy. I've never heard that title. That's great.
But some stuff like there's a lot of Part 2 Star Trek episodes that some are better and some
would
just
give it
like
Did I give my rating?
8.
give it a 7. No, an 8. I gave it a 7.
Okay, yeah, I gave it an 8. Yeah.
Triangulum Studio gives it a 9.6, and we get let's see here, we get an 8.5 from Yosef. Easily best episode of Discovery. So Yosef, wow.
I think it's the best episode of this season so far.
Wow. I still think I'm still stuck on Unification 3 as my favorite, but I don't know. I have to
I don't
have to
like that
rewatch
one.
and think
What are you
about it.
doing?
I don't like that one.
Garbage. That was garbage, sir.
It
No,
was
I'm kidding.
not garbage.
I
Yes.
don't. I
But
don't.
this is a really really good episode. I mean, it's
The
super
most
super good.
astonishing thing is I find myself forgetting about Unification. Like I forget that Unification 3 was in the season, and I know it has Spock and all of that. But like, if you guys don't talk about it, it's not an episode that will come back to me.
Huh.
Can we
Interesting.
speculate what might happen
In the next episode,
time?
we can if Sean's willing. He doesn't like to do that.
Go
kind of
ahead.
stuff.
Go ahead. It's
All right.
fine. It's okay.
I think Mirror Lorca. Actually, I have a question more than
We'll know-
speculation.
we'll know Mirror Walker.
How are they going to cure?
Speculation dismissed.
How are they going to cure? How do you guys think they're going to cure Giorgio? I don't get how this is going to cure Giorgio. Like, I don't understand how it fixes a disease that has to do with being out of your place in time and dimensions. Like, how does this, what's happening here, fix her so that she can come back to the present in the 32nd century and not be digitally, what were you saying, pixelated or anything like that?
Carl
That's
is
what I'd
going
like
to
to
show up and at the end and tell her this was all an illusion, and say that no, maybe it's not all an illusion. She's really back in time, but he's telling her you can continue this, or you can completely undo everything you did here and go back, and I'll make your molecules okay, so you don't have pixelitis anymore,
Yeah.
and you can continue to live in this universe as a goody two shoes now.
He's going to
What
touch her
about-
head. He's going to touch her forehead and take away the thing inside of her that makes her evil. He's gonna make it dissipate and float away or disappear, and so she'll be able to carry on in the prime timeline as a non-evil person. She'll be healed of her evilness.
They should have taken Jean-Luc to Dennis 4 or 5. Dennis 5.
Dennis.
Dennis. I've been calling it Dennis. And
Danos.
Denis.
we also didn't talk about, someone mentioned it in the chat, but we didn't talk about it. How is San going to come into play? Like, I guess that's going to be in the next episode too, right?
The flashbacks of San were of her when she was young.
Oh,
So it's not at this time.
Okay.
San is long dead at this point.
Yeah.
okay, gotcha.
Whatever that means, that if they will ever address that, who knows?
But I do,
11.5.
I do think this is a tapestry type of episode that they're going
Yeah.
for. It's a
Major tapestry vibes, yeah.
Major tapestry.
I think I have a theory about San. I
Mm.
think in the next episode, she may tell Burnham, like, I didn't kill you because I made the same mistake with him or something. But then I don't think she killed him. I don't know. Forget it.
I'm gonna go watch.
He killed the theory.
I'm gonna go watch the Mirror arc tonight from season 1. I'm gonna try to watch it to see.
They're
if there's
actually
anything
great
I can really-
episodes.
Yeah.
That was-
9. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was gonna say that was the fun, the most fun arc, the story arc that they had in season 1. I think
Season
everything
1.
that was the Mirror Universe. Yeah.
9.0 from Stress Free K. And then Dennis says I have to rewatch. So and then I need to also see part 2. So agrees with Toddy on that. A 9.6. Ooh la la. This was an incredibly strong episode, but the second part could tank it. Yeah, there's a.
What were you
There's a
guys
fear.
thinking when the door was open and she was gonna walk through? Did you guys? What went through your mind? Because for an instant there, I was like, she's just gonna walk through and nothing's gonna happen. She's just gonna like walk through and she'll just be standing on the other side of a door.
And then Carl would say,
Snow.
"It's been in you the whole time."
Yeah, something corny like that. I was like, oh my god, they didn't. And then and yeah,
I thought it was gonna be a trippy thing, like a really
Just out
far
floating
out.
in like a black background or something.
Yeah, like I totally thought it was gonna be like super trippy and like weird, like kind of like the Adira thing
Okay.
that happened, you know. And so I was like, I just told like, and it's called Terra Firma. Like I think it's hilarious that like I can't think of anyone who predicted that we were gonna go back to the Mirror Universe this season. So I thought that was delightful. Extra points for the surprise factor. Let's see, any more ratings out here? I loved episode 4 and 5. That's about it. Let's see, an 8 from Paul, and it's hilarious that my least favorite season is coming back as one of my favorite episodes this year. Nice. I think we got everyone's ratings. Guys, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry we didn't have time to go through all the comments today, but we love that you guys have awesome conversations in the chats. It's hard for me to keep keep up with it because these
Yeah.
two guys here are so interesting.
Captain,
Also,
Captain, keep up.
I'm an
Captain, keep
admiral,
up.
by the way.
Keep
I'm an
up.
admiral now. I'm an admiral.
That's why you can't keep up.
Yeah, it's desk job. Yeah,
You're
totally.
not you're not in the field anymore. You don't know how to
I
handle
got.
it. You can't
It's
handle
true.
the pressure.
I don't. I
What have
don't
you?
think. I don't think. Giorgio. Oh wait, Burnham. Yeah. Okay, I'm
Is there
sorry.
a
I'm looking
comment?
at. I'm scared for Mirror Saru. If Burnham kills him, I'm done.
Who said that? I can't see the comment.
Star Dispatch.
Oh, that's cool.
15 quad lose.
Yeah,
15
we're gonna see what happens to. I think Saru's gonna be. The effed up thing is if it is actually the mirror universe, and Giorgio has to put someone in charge. Do you think it'll be Burnham?
It's not. It's not the mirror universe.
But if it is, I'm just saying if
I
it
don't.
is,
I do. We'll
that's
cross that bridge once we get there.
All right, what do you got going on your channel, PJ? Tell folks where they can find you.
You can find me on Boat Wreck. Here, I'll show you how it's spelled. There you go.
Also PJ's.
There you go.
Also PJ's media reviews.
Which you have been on in a while. I
Look for this face on the internet.
I think me and Sean should do a top 5 best shows we've seen this year and best TV shows.
Yeah, we should.
Best movies and TV shows.
We should also do a conversation about the 15,000 million things that everyone's announced on Disney, right? We should.
Yeah, there's a ton. PJ sent me the list, and I was like 20 Pixar films, and Paul earlier said something like
Not 20 Pixar films. There's a bunch of Pixar shows that are gonna
shows.
happen.
Oh, sorry. But
I don't like that Disney is forcing Pixar to do shows.
What? They're forcing them.
Their expansion is unreal.
It's great.
They have adult
love
content. Like they're gonna have in Canada and other places. It's different from the United States because Hulu controls a lot of it.
What do you mean
But
by
there's-
adult content? Because that's like
No, I
it
mean
means
mature
something-
content, mature,
like-
not pornography.
Oh, okay.
But-
I was like, what?
But in 2021, you will be able to access R-rated movies like Logan and a lot of Fox content and a lot of Fox FX shows and
On Disney Plus?
the library in Canada on Disney Plus is gonna be insane by the summer of 2021.
Solar Opposites is going to be on Disney Plus then.
Mm-hmm.
And The
Yes.
Orville.
Mhm.
Oh, yay.
And Family Guy and all that stuff.
Oh, wow. Awesome. Congratulations. That's real cool. The Simpsons
Disney.
isn't bad this season, by the way. I know this is unrelated.
Yeah,
but
there's a
anyway.
couple of good episodes this season.
Disney coming in the clutch. What do you got going on your channel, Sean? You want to share with the peeps out there? what's
Well,
going on?
no Discovery review this week because one of my made up rules is that I review episodes that have the same name but are in multiple parts in one video. So that'll be next week. But I will do my Mandalorian review hopefully this week.
So you didn't do a review of the pilot episode? I mean, not the pilot episode, the premiere.
The premiere episode.
That Hope Is You Part 1.
He made an exception. He also didn't wait like 12
Yeah,
years.
I was like, I don't
for
know. I don't
Unification
know.
3.
Yeah,
He
I
didn't
think
do
I've already announced this multiple times in the past, and I think Alex Kurtzman said
Part
we
2
might
is not in
spoil
this
that.
season.
Yeah, I
Part
know.
2,
So,
yeah.
like, what am I? They also did the Unification Part 3, which I didn't review the TNG episodes first. So I was like, Kurtzman's trolling me, so that's how it is. Anyway, these made up
That how-
rules, I make them up and then I change them as we go, so it's fine.
That Hope Is You Part 2 is going to be, I think, the first episode of Season 4.
I will do a small announcement if you want me to do it. I'm eventually going to start launching another channel, which will not be Star Trek related. It'll just be like reviews for other things, but I'm looking for a channel name. So while I still don't have a channel name, the channel doesn't exist yet. So anyway, that's the struggle for the moment. I'm searching
I
for a
got
channel.
a perfect name. Sean's
Don't reveal it.
Media Reviews.
Well,
I'm pleased to say that Starfleet Boy had a couple of YouTubers in the audience today, so go check out Triangulum Studios, Audio Studios. Sorry, really cool channel. Go check out Continuum Trek. Go check out Earl Grey Trekkie 1701. Go check out Trek Culture. Paul writes. I hope I get this right. Paul writes for them, and then he's been on a couple of streams with Sean Ferrick. Go check out Dom, who's on Trek Central. And go check out Text Trek, which leads me into tomorrow is another exciting TQIF. Thank you. It's Friday.
You can't be popping on text trick though. They'll hate you.
Are we gonna play
You gotta
Quiplash?
fix that mic.
What?
Are we gonna play Quiplash this Sunday? Or are you
Yes.
guys gonna play Quiplash Saturday night?
We're gonna also
I think
play it
I
Saturday
think
night.
I think we should do it Friday night, but not necessarily Star
Every
Trek
Friday.
related.
Yeah,
You
we're
know what
gonna
I mean?
just do it.
We'll
whatever,
save that
yeah.
for Sean's thing.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't want to step all over your toes, man.
That's fine. But
There's
why do you guys
also-
have to buy the game then?
There's also this other game.
You have to buy it.
Yeah, the game's
I'll
not.
buy
I
it.
bought it. Yeah,
Oh,
well,
so
you
I got Christmas
it's not
money.
expensive. It's not expensive. It's like $10 or $15 something. So it's not.
I got
it's not-
Christmas money. Is
not
it a
an
one-time charge or do you have to pay? Well, we don't want to get
one-
it. We'll get into that offline. Okay. But there's there's another game, Robbie.
I gotta
If you're
leave you
still
guys
there,
too.
Robbie, if you're still there, tell us the name of that other game because I played it today with a friend and it's so much fun. You get to make your own questions and put up your own gifs and your own images. So I want to know. I forget what it was, but Robbie had suggested it also, and so that one's Cahoots. That's the one we might play on Cahoots on Starfleet Boy After Dark. Anyways, tomorrow Text Trek goes into a super deep dive for this episode of Star Trek Discovery, and we'll get through some Gornags, and then we're gonna do Starfleet Boy After Dark. Come and join us tomorrow. All right, live long and prosper, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe. So
Terra Firma.
What? Oh yes.
Oh, don't do
Terra-
that. Don't no
Oh,
gestures
yeah, no.
like that.
Oh, that's
We'll
right.
get banned.
Oh,
It's
my
true.
bad.
It's true.
Oh,
The
sorry.
algorithm doesn't.
I
like
was
that.
doing
It's
Mirror
true.
Universe, people. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry. You got me. You tricked me to do it too. Jesus. I'm such a follower. I'm demoted back to captain. Anyways, thank you. Thank you very much. Live long and prosper, and we'll see you next time.